Hey y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the Codiknitspodcast. This is episode number 60, and it has been a long time since I've recorded. And I don't even know how to do this anymore. I've been so busy, but it's been so wonderful. There's been so many things going on. I'll get into that in just a moment. But first of all, I just wanted to say hello and welcome all of my returning viewers. If you're a new viewer, hello. Thanks for coming and taking some time to check out me and Diamond. um, yeah, it's very sweet. There's so many podcasts out there, like 100 gazillions, and it's very sweet that you want to come and spend time with us. Hello, isn't it? Isn't it sweet? Yes, it is. Um, so if you don't know or you're watching for the first time, my name is Cody. I am coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is the first time recording in my new apartment. It is not all the way put together yet, so I'm not going to be giving you a tour or anything just yet, but it's getting there. It's hard to move and work at the same time. So like I'm having to do a little bit here and there, but it's getting there. And there's sirens. So obviously I am in downtown Atlanta, or midtown Atlanta actually. And that will probably happen frequently. I'm really near. I can actually see the top of the Emory University Hospital Midtown from where I am sitting, and I point there because I can. Right there is doors to my little balcony, and I have a wonderful view. And I'll insert some pictures here at the end that I do have. It's that way you can kind of see the view. It's absolutely beautiful. But that does mean that there's a lot of traffic noise and sirens. So yeah, I'm Cody. Diamond is sitting in my lap. You saw her giving me kisses. She's the real star of the show. But yeah, I am super excited to be back. I don't have a whole lot of knitting to show you, to be honest. I haven't had time. But I do have lots of acquisitions to show you, a lot of gifts that were given to me, very sweet. And yeah, so first of all, I want to talk about my new job, because I think most of you know I started a new job, and I still love it. It's so nice. I really enjoy the team that I work with. The doctor I work with is so wonderful. She enjoys teaching. And that goes a long way. And I've learned so much already, and I'm seeing patients, and not too many, but they have me getting there. And I just got privileges to prescribe chemotherapy, so they'll be, I was having to write it under the doctor so she could supervise for a little while. So now there's a whole process of getting it in the system. So it'll be a couple more weeks, and then my schedule will open up of my own. So right now it's they put people for me to see under the doctor's schedule, and it just make a comment for me to see, because she still does have to be with me when I write the orders. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm really loving it. I feel like I still have a lot to learn, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I am where I need to be. And I feel like I'm practicing like a real nurse practitioner and making decisions and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good, and I'm really enjoy my patients so far. The doctor I work with is wonderful. And the patients love her. So you can understand why they would be like, I don't know if I want to see this new person. But so far, everyone has been wonderful, and opening and loving, and we give hugs, and it's really nice. So I'm really happy. I'm learning a lot. Everywhere has its issues, but the issues are mostly politic. People who don't perform in a certain role or don't really know what someone's specific role is and what they should be doing, making decisions about that department and things like that, kind of going on sometimes, and that is always causes issues no matter where you're at because they don't understand. But it's like those things, they're frustrating, but it's nothing. I'm just so happy. I'll just leave it at that. I'm so happy where I am, and yeah. So that's work, and it's the weekend, and I don't want to talk about work. So, what else? As I mentioned, I moved to my new apartment. I've been here a few weeks now, I think. But it's been like a whirlwind of stuff going on. I've been having I had some drama with the movers, which was highly annoying. And I'm going to mention it because it was bad, and it's terrible service, and it wasn't the guys that came and moved. They were great, for the most part, but I was told my stuff. I called and set it up, and I asked for my stuff to be moved on a certain day, on a Saturday, and I asked if it could be, later in the afternoon, like after lunch, instead of first thing in the morning, because I still needed to come here and see the apartment and sign my lease and all that stuff, so I didn't want to be rushed. And so I asked that. Okay. So I called. They told me, yeah, that's great. And then they took my deposit and all that kind of stuff. And the moving company is all my sons, and they, have gotten lots of accolades from, being a local company, and I'm sure people have had great experiences with them. It's just I didn't, and they told me, so they said, yeah, it's going to be there. Somebody will call you, like on Thursday or Friday to let you know more specifics. So Friday after work, I still hadn't heard anything, so I called them, and they're like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll be there, and they'll call you, about an hour before they come. That way you kind of have a heads up. I said, okay, that's great. And I had asked my mom, because they were moving my stuff from a storage building into my apartment. So I asked my mom if she would meet them at the storage building, and so I could be here when they got here, and I could just, I didn't have to drive so much and all that. So that was fine. But my mom's sitting around waiting all day for me to call and tell her when to go. So it's like, lunchtime, and I'm calling. I'm like, hey, I just wanted to get an update. Do you have an estimated time? And the guy's like, well, they're finishing up, so now, and then they'll be coming to you next. It'll be probably a couple more hours. I said, okay, great. So 3:00 or so rolls around, and I hadn't heard anything, so I called them back, and let me call them and see, blah, blah, blah. And then I was told something about, it may be 5 or 6 o'clock. Okay. Well, after that, I'm like, what is the deal? So I don't remember if they called me or if I called them. I probably called them and was like, what's the deal? And he's like, well, it's going to be like 8 o'clock and that's too dangerous to move at that time and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I slept in my apartment on the floor with Diamond on Saturday night. On the floor, I had nothing here. Nothing. Except my clothes and stuff I brought, my yarn. Stuff I brought from my aunt and uncle's house, right? So, I was not happy. And they're like, well, we need, when can we reschedule it and all this stuff. And they were trying to do it during the week. I was like, I work during the week. I have to go to work. That's why I scheduled it to be done on a Saturday. And he was like, well, let me figure something out and blah, blah, blah. And then finally he said they'll bring it, first thing in the morning. They did bring it first thing in the morning. The poor guy that was kind of in charge of the movers and like drove the truck and stuff, he had no idea that this happened, because he gives me this bill and I'm like, I didn't get some kind of discount or money off or anything. And he's like, no, like, why would you? And I was like, I need to speak to your manager or someone in charge. So he had someone on the phone and I told them everything. And the guy was mad because he's like, no one told me that. And I'm like, I know it's not his fault. It's the people who are in charge running things, who are coordinating where the movers go, which, all of that kind of stuff. They just go where they're told to go. And it was just, and then the guy was like, no, I can't do it. I mean, I hear what you're saying. No, I can't do anything because this other person was in charge and you'll have to call back and he's not here. You got to call on Monday and blah, blah, blah. I still haven't been able to be compensated in any way for that. It was terrible. Terrible. That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Anyway, that's a big rant. It just made me so mad. And, but otherwise, I love my apartment. I love having my stuff with me again. I'm still trying to figure out where to get stuff. I finally got cable and internet. That took a little bit because it's not really something a priority for me. So it's not like I had it set up for the day I move in or anything. But I finally got that going, which is part of the reason I'm just now really recording too. And so I just got that set up this week actually. And there was issues with that too, but it's okay. I won't bore you with those details. And yeah, it's really nice. I enjoy being able to walk down the road and have things to do. Pont City Market's down the road. This is a new place that has lots of fun stuff to do. The Fox Theater is really close by, which it makes me excited. I can walk and have, a nice dinner and drinks and then walk home. So yeah, it's a really great location. I'm paying for it, but it's a great location. So I'm happy to be here. So I haven't had a lot of knitting time with all of that going on, starting a new job, moving, and all that. Then this last weekend was so wonderful and much needed. Remember, so if you don't watch Sweet Tea No Shade, you should. It's a podcast. It's Scott and John, and they're lovely. And they, Scott is from here, and his mother lives here, and his family lives here. And Miss Betty Ann, hi. She bullied me into going on this retreat down in South Georgia. No, she didn't bully me into it. She just told me about it, and she told me about it and said, hey, we're going, we would love it if you went too. And I was so excited about that. So I did sign up to go do that, and I'm so glad I did. It was so wonderful to meet Scott and John were there, and it was so wonderful to meet them. They're even more lovely in person than they are on their podcast, and I really enjoyed meeting Betty Ann and Miss Helen. Helen is going to learn to knit. She came to a knitting retreat not knowing how to knit, but she was surrounded by knitters, and it gets you excited, and she's going to learn. So she bought yarn and needles, and she's very... No! Sorry. That's a candle. No, ma'am. It will burn your little nose. And then I have to take you to the doctor, and they'll be mean to you. Yes. No, they won't be mean to you, but they might hurt you. It might hurt. Yeah. No candles for the doggy. No candles for the weenie doggy. I love this little nugget. So it was such a wonderful weekend. We stayed it was Thomasville, Georgia, down in South Georgia, and I left right after work, and we stayed in is it 1884, I believe, 1884 Paxton House. It was so adorable. Like, it's an old, like, plantation house, and I had this room, it had this big bed in it, and it had a little place. They had a little chairs and, like, a TV, but it was right off the bathroom, so I'm guessing it used to be, like, the dressing room, which is really cool, and it had this tub in it that, like an old tub, and, you know, the beautiful hardwood floors. It was just beautiful. It had a big porch around it, and we had so much to do. Like, it was so relaxing, though. It wasn't like so much to do, like you're exhausted, but it was like, so I forgot her name, but she's the dyer from the Copper Corgi. Yes, the Copper Corgi, and she's a dyer from Savannah, Georgia. I love Savannah, Georgia, by the way. River Street Sweets, you should go check it out. Check out all of River Street. It's really fun. Anyway, she was there, and she did a trunk show, and of course I spent a lot of money. And then the host, Cadence, she is the shop owner of the Fuzzy Goat knitting shop that's down in Thomasville, Georgia. Such a beautiful shop. Oh my gosh. I love it. It was perfect shop. But everyone was so welcoming. The staff at the Paxton, they were wonderful, accommodating. It was like a bed and breakfast. And we knit. I mean, we hung out and knit. We all had a pattern. It was the Waiting for Rain. I'll show you more pattern. And that was part of our retreat costs or whatever. So we got that. And so Cadence, gave lots of tips and tricks on how to... you're making my feet go to sleep. Lots of tips and tricks on how to, do modifications, how to, help with, there's a lace section in it, and she gave some tips for that, and just very wonderful. She was so sweet. And we had like yoga for knitters, which was really fun. There was a physical therapist that came and, taught us some exercises and some things. Let me sit up straighter because I'm bad at it. To help, decrease your chances of having injury and not being able to knit, 'cause that's tragic. So it was really cool. It was really neat. And everything was optional. You didn't have to, you could just sit around and knit. And there were so many lovely people met there. And yeah, it was just wonderful. Everyone was wonderful. I can't wait to go next year. It was perfect. And I needed that weekend so bad because I hadn't been able to knit anything for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I missed it. And I had all my yarn and everything. I just had no time. And now it's back. I can knit. And I spent the whole weekend just relaxing and knitting and talking about knitting. I got to get to know John and Scott better and more personally. And I got to meet the infamous Betty Ann. And you want a blanket up here? Here you go. There you go. And it was just wonderful. I loved every minute of it. I'm so glad I got to go. Thank you, Betty Ann, for bullying me into going. Thank you, Helen, for being so sweet. And Helen and Betty Ann spoiled me. And I'll have some wonderful things to show you. And yeah, it was a wonderful time. So that's a lot of talking. I've been like talking for 20 minutes and there has been nothing about knitting. I need a sip of my coffee. Diamond, be sweet. I guess somebody walked by the door. So, first thing I want to show you is I got a packet of my very first package here in my new place. And it was from a lovely lady named Linda. Linda, I really like people named Lindas. Just so you know. Because my mentor, my nursing mentor, her name is Linda. And I adore her. And then so Linda sent me a message asking about my address or something. And I was not expecting it. And she actually sent me a message and says like, hey, I sent you a package. Did you get it? And I was like, no. And she said that she sent it 2 days, so it should be there. And I was like, oh. So I went to the leasing office and asked them if they had something. I don't understand why they don't give me, put something in your mailbox that says, hey, you got a package. Because how are you supposed to know if people surprise you? But I am going to get a post office box soon because it's in walking distance and it's just a little easier. I don't have to worry about things as much. I don't know if that made any sense, but let me show you. Oh, let me tell you first. Her Etsy shop is filled with wonderful things, and you should go, especially if you like bags, because I'm going to show you a wonderful bag. But her Etsy shop is Missy from Minnesota. Missy from Minnesota. And Betty Ann and I were kind of joking about the name. We're like, Missy, well, her name's Linda, so why is it Missy? I said, well, maybe when she was little, she's like, her mom had to say, you're in big trouble, Missy, all the time, so that it kind of became her nickname. I don't know. It was a fun story to think of, though. But let me show you. Look at this bag. Look. It's got it's like a world map. It's got a beautiful handle. It's got this awesome, like, passport stamp fabric on the inside. By the way, I really apologize for the lighting. I don't have, like, good lighting, and usually it's really bright in here, but it's a very, like, cloudy, dreary morning anyway. I probably will stay that way. I think there's, like, a tropical storm coming through this week or something, but it's very... If you step outside, it's not raining, but if you out there, you feel, like, wet or something, like moisture. Sorry, I almost said that word people don't like. But anyway, it's huge, first of all. This is a good, like, sweater size bag, or like a large shawl. And then it has this adorable matching zipper. And she puts this little thing. Isn't that cute? And it has this compass. I love this style of stuff. I love like the nautical stuff. Not necessarily, I love the beach, but I don't like beach themed stuff. Like, I don't really want to, I wouldn't, like, I want to do my bedroom in this theme. And as you can see, like, the walls are like a pale gray, and then I don't know if you can see the molding is like a dark gray, and the cabinets are like that dark gray, and I love that. I love the gray. But I want to do, gray, and then do like a navy blue in the bedroom. And I like the nautical stuff. So I like the anchors and the rope, like the different knots. But I don't like seashells and stuff, if that makes sense. But anyway, so this, like, I feel like it goes really well with with that theme, and it has the compass zipper pull. Whoops. How adorable. Little details that get me, you guys. It's a good, it's got good interfacing in it. It stands up on its own and it doesn't have anything in it. And it's got a handle. The stitching is beautiful. Like, it's almost perfect. And I hate you because you can do it. No, not really. I don't hate you. I really love this bag, and it's beautiful. I'm just not good at sewing, and that's okay. She also included this, and I didn't know what it was at first, and then I read the note, and I was like, oh, brilliant. It almost looks like a fortune cookie, or a puppet, or one of them little things you used to do, like fortune teller things, and you say, do like this, and then you say red, and you open it, all that. Remember that stuff? I don't know. But what is it? It's perfect if you have a cake of yarn, and it's the perfect size, and then you can snap it here, and it won't fall out or roll anywhere, and you can still pull through here from center pull. It's brilliant. You could put a ball in here too, and it'll help keep it from rolling away too. You're brilliant. It's brilliant, and it matches. So thank you so much for this gift. You really didn't have to do that, but I really love it. So I'm really glad you did. So go check it out. Missy from Minnesota on Etsy, Minnesota. And you're not in big trouble, Missy. I love it. Thank you so very much. So yeah, everyone go check her out. We got to support our bag makers because they support our habits. Okay, what else do I show you next? So Miss Helen brought us some little goodie bags, and it was filled with some adorable stuff. And I'm not going to show you everything because it would take a long time, but I just wanted to show you a couple stuff. One, it was kind of like Southern themed because you're in the South and it's hot, and you're in this plantation house, and it was adorable. So first of all, she got us these. It's a fan. How fun is that? Okay, this is wonderful. It was quite warm. And then she got me this, and I'm showing you that she put me a little surprise in there. But it's not what I am going to be using this for. This is perfect for holding stitch markers. See, she's not a knitter, but she knows. Hello. She didn't know she was contributing to the notions, but she did. And then she got me this deck of cards. Look, it's got weenie dogs, and there's different costumes. They're in different costumes. Oh, so cute. She also got me this beautiful wine glass and a beautiful bottle of wine and candy and this organic bug spray and one of those I don't remember if it's Himalaya, but it's a salt thing and it warms up and it makes you calm and everything. And it was a little nightlight and it's so adorable. I have that in my kitchen. So thank you so much, Helen, for all of that. It was so sweet of you and I was not expecting it at all. So thank you. And then Miss Betty Ann, being the knitter, bought me all the knitting things. Like, it came in this bag, adorable bag, and I'm not sure where it's from. It's from Little Monkeys Stitch and Spin. And this is so cute. Look, it's cupcakes, and who doesn't like a cupcake? I have no abs. Well, I have abs. They're not visible because of things like chocolate and cupcakes. Chocolate cupcakes. She filled this thing with some awesome stuff. It had some Susan Bates needles. It had one of these things. Okay. It's called it's called Needle Keepers, the Magic Wand. Never worry about losing your stitches or anything. This is really cool. I have another one that came with the gift set from the Fuzzy Goat as part of the retreat. But you've probably seen these, but it's like, I didn't know about these. Seeing them in the store, so I never bought one. But now, so it has this little rubber end here, and you stick your needles through. And it keeps your stitches from falling off or whatever. But it also keeps your needles from poking through things. I mean, and it comes in and out easily enough, but it's like, you have to give it just enough pull, so that it's not just going to come out while it's in your bag. But this is really cool. And then, I've been wanting one of these, something like this, for a really long time. And I don't know if she knew, but it's a sock ruler. So, it's called Sock Size. SOXYZZ. And it says on the thing, pronounced sock size. So that's the only reason I know how to say that. But it's great. So you can it's got the measurements here, and you can just stick it in your heel, or you can stick it through your toe, and you know where you're at. And it has babies, little uns. It's very southern. Little uns, big kids, hers and his. I'm actually in the hers. This is how long my foot is. I have to do it to 10 inches instead of it goes to 12, because I believe right there would be 12. It's a good wood, which I love. Burning Impressions is on there. But I really like this, and I love things made out of like wood. It's gonna last instead of like plastic, things like that. This just makes it more heirloomy and beautiful. So, if I like this. She also, of course, and she gave me a sock bag, so it had a sock ruler and sock yarn. This is Knit Picks Felici, and this is going to be made socks for me, nobody else. What's the color? Pinata. Oh, this is so soft. I knit my aunt some socks in Felici, and they're super soft. I don't know how, but they're very soft. They're 75 superwash wool and nylon, 25 nylon, and I can't wait for these. She also included, it came in a little bag, and this is also from Burning Impressions. So this is where the sock ruler came from. I don't know if that's fuzzy or not, but their Etsy shop, it's etsy.com/ca/shop/burningimpressions2. So, how cute. It's a little sock. And it's got a little hooky thing. But it's got, you could do a gauge. You could measure gauge with it. It's like got inches here. But it's also got your, sizer. What is the name of that thing? You know what I'm talking about. Needle gauge. Ugh. And then it had this cute little one, and it has the Kitchener stitch on there. It has a little lobster claw, so you can hook this to your bag, and that's some adorable stitch markers. And these are the hooky kind. They can be, it's like a tape measure, a spinning wheel, yarn ball, and I love knitting. So adorable. This looks like an earring. That's funny. So cute. So cute. I love this stuff. I love little gadgets. Let's see. And then it was so funny. Yeah, and to the bag, the shop is Little Monkey SNS.etsy.com. But it's so cute. So SNS stands for Stitch and Spin. But this is, just to give you, now that it's empty, I'll give you more. It's like a little pull string here, so it draws up there. And this looks like it's yarn. And then it has one of these where you push it and you pull it close. And then it's got this adorable handle, but what's cool about it is it's got a snap. So you could like snap it onto something and knit from it. Like if you're traveling or you're in a car or on a plane, you can, hook it around something if you need to. And then it was so funny. She sent me this button from the Naughty Knitwits. They are hilarious. This is another podcast I really enjoy watching because they make me happy. They are so funny. They both are just who they are. Like, it's just them, and it's not like a show. And I tend to gravitate more to those when people are just themselves and funny and goofy and just say what comes to their head, and it's so much fun. But I was super excited to get that. You should, if you don't know the story behind these buttons, you should check it out. It's hilarious. So yeah, that's my gifts from the infamous Betty Ann. Betty Ann updates can be found at the Sweet Tea No Shade podcast. She's a lovely person, and she's a lovely knitter as well. So thank you again for both of you, Helen and Betty Ann, for the lovely gifts. I'll show you something else Betty Ann got me shortly. So, I told you that there was the Copper Corgi came and did a what are those called? A pop-up shop. I forgot the name of it. But she came, and obviously we all bought all of her yarn. We didn't buy all of it because she brought a bunch, but we bought a lot. That's for sure. So let me show you what I got. There's a couple here. This one I got. Here's her tag, and then adorable. This is the Ogichi. Oh, I can't say that word. Sport. It's 100% superwash merino. There's 380 yards, 4 ounces. And this is called West Jack Kid. Exclusive color for the Fuzzy Goat. And is this not my colors or what? It's green and blue. It's got little brown speckles. It reminds me of a pond or the park outside. I love it. It is so soft. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So you need to go to Fuzzy Goat and get this color. I think you can order stuff online. The next one I got is the Copy Corgi, the same Ogichi, whatever it is, Sport. And this is 100% superwash merino. And this is called Night Flight. And I see that blue in through there. Oh, I couldn't, like tealy blue. This is like dark, like black and teal and like a gray. Ooh, it's lovely. It's so soft. So, Night Flight. Oh, see that? Ooh, how can you not? How can you not get it? Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. This is why I need a real camera, because it's messing me up. Let me see. I have a lot to go through. Oh, this I got for Kirby. It's pretty purpley and black colors. Maybe a little pink in there, but not too much. And this is on that same, her sport weight. Is it no quarter? I think it's no quarter colorway. Ooh, I got her too, so she can make a shawl or whatever she wants. Super soft. Of course, I got Kirby something. I tried to get her to go with me, but she has some tests coming up for certification. And then I got 2 more, and I got these colors and for the Waiting for Rain shawl. And I was going to knit this certain color scheme, and then I decided not to because of the person I wanted to knit it for likes blue, and these are more green and green blue, but I'll show you. This is it. One color. I gotta find the tag. Oh, I think I lost the tag. Oh no, there it is. It's these beautiful, like, it's got a little yellow in there. It's got some blues and dark blues and aquas and green. Very beautiful. This is her Savannah sock, 100% superwash merino. And this is a one-shot speckle pot. It's a unique, unrepeatable colorway. Oh, it's Sarah. Her name is Sarah. This is clever. I'd never opened them before, opened the tag before. I didn't realize that it was like actual openable. But that's her. And she was so lovely. And She's from Georgia. So you gotta support the local chicks, right? The yarn that you hold in your hands has been mill spun in America, then dyed, twisted, and labeled by my hands in Georgia. I hope you enjoy. And she has a certain base, and I don't think I got it. I wish I did, but I don't think I did. But that's okay. I'll order from her. You can buy her yarn at thecoppercorgi.com. And I really recommend you go, because every color she had, I wanted. Every one, I promise you. I could, if I had all the money I wanted in the world, would have bought one of each at least. But so I got this, and then I got this one to match. And so this is Savannah sock again, and it's called Fool in the Rain. And it's beautiful, like greens and yellow, and it's got just a little bit of that blue in it. But it's more of the yellow green. So this is more like yellow green and blue green, but it really picks up the blues and the yellow and the green. It really goes well together. It doesn't, you can't really tell because it's in the cake, but. So that's what I got from the Copper Corgi. I splurged. And then, of course, I'll show you, I went to the Fuzzy Goat, obviously. I had to go check out her knitting shop. It's absolutely beautiful. And let me show you what I got. I got my first sock blank. This is 1952 Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and it's made in Montana. And this is just beautiful. I don't know if I can ever knit it. It's a sock blanket, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, cold wash. She has a website, thefarmersdaughterfibers.com. I was trying to see if it had like a colorway, but I don't see like a colorway, but. And I love, one of the things I really love about this is it's tied up with a leather strap. But I couldn't resist these beautiful greens and yellow greens. Not quite long enough to do that, but it sure is long enough to do that. Oh, it's so soft. I really love this. It smells wonderful. So I got the sock blank. I couldn't resist it. And I already showed you those. I also, because the dummy me left needles at home. Like, how am I supposed to knit the new stuff if I don't have needles? So here's the project. So Waiting for Rain, and this is one version of it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Take it out of this. It says a pattern by soft sweater, but what's the? She has a name. It's on Ravelry. Now I know softsweaterknits.com, but it's on Ravelry. What is her name? Y'all are screaming at me. You probably know. But anyway, let me show you the picture. Oh, it's beautiful. So this is it in all one color, and this is it in two. You can do some striping. So I'm doing one color, the garter section in one color, and the lace section in another. And let me show you because it's beautiful. So this is the bag they gave me at the retreat. Yeah, it came with a bag. Cute drawstring bag. And it has the fuzzy goat label on it. Did Cadence make it? I'm not sure. It's not lined or anything, but it's perfect. So this has lots of stuff I want to show you in it. But this was in our goodie bag. But let me show you the yarn first. So this, I'm knitting this for the doctor I work with. And she's definitely knit worthy. Oh, see those beautiful speckles? It's a light blue and some beautiful speckles. And then I got this to go with it. It's like a darker blue and it's got some purple in it. But look, it goes well. It really goes well. So the main shawl is going to be this beautiful light, and then the lace section I'm going to do in this. So this colorway, this is from So Happy Jane, S-E-W Happy Jane. Bouncy fingering, 75-25 merino, superwash merino. The colorway is Turn It Up. This is her label. Sorry, there's a glare. Oh, there you go. And the other one is something pretty. It's the same base and everything, but it's called Small Town Girl. Just a small town girl. Anyway, this is adorable. And I have these. Came in the little gift package, and I love these. I fell in love the first time I used them. And of course, I'm knitting on Chalgoo, which I bought at the Fuzzy Goat because the dummy here didn't bring needles to a knitting retreat. So this is the first section. And I'm doing it as the pattern dictates. And it's not perfect, but it's perfect enough. But just look how beautiful. Uh-oh. My phone's running out of battery. So I gotta hurry up. Anyway, it's beautiful. Oh, and this yarn is so soft. I love how it's knitting up. I'm using this size needle. I think it's a 5. Nope, it's a 6, a 4mm needle. And it's knitting up beautifully. And I just need to skein this up and start the lace section. And it's so beautiful. I think, it smells so good. The wool wash that they use, I think it's wool wash. I love it. It smells good. So I really enjoyed knitting this. And because it was all garter, and you only had to pay attention to like the end of the rows, it was perfect for sitting around getting to know people you don't know and knit. And it was so fun to like see how other people knit and hear their story, how they learned how to knit, how they started knitting. But I wanted to show you this. Betty Ann got me this. It's called the Knit Kit. And this is the coolest little thing ever. So it's got a stitch counter, row counter here. And then it's got your measuring tape. It's got a little handy tool for picking up stitches. It's like a bigger end and a smaller end. And it connects right here. I'm not left-handed, and look at me trying to do this left-handed. Okay? I heard something that if you try to do things, like everyday things with your other hand, your non-dominant hand, it makes your brain smart or something. So like brushing your teeth with your left hand instead of your right hand. If you're right-handed, it's supposed to do stuff. By the way, this candle here, it came in a little package, and it's called Blanket, and it smells delicious. And it's just a little mason jar. How cute is it? Anyway, and it has this little thing that pulls out here, and it's got a sharp little blade if you need it. On the back here, this opens up, and it has your needle gauge, and it has a place for some stitch markers and point protectors and a pair of scissors that fold up right there. But this is cute. Perfect to keep in a project bag. Again, thank you. Is there anything else? Oh, and she also, in the kit, had this little tin fireflynotes.com small batch design and hand poured resin. So this is really cute. It's got a dog riding like a goat or a ram or something. And then it like slides up, and it had this cute stitch marker fuzzy goat. And it's wooden. So cute. I love it. I love it. This is perfect stitch marker holder. Is there anything else in here? That's it. So, I have a couple of things to show you, knitting wise, because I have done a little bit more knitting. And one's a finished object, a discharge, almost. It needs to be blocked and washed, but it is bound off. I haven't done the ends because I always do that after. But it's the shawl I was knitting for Kirby. This is the Celtic Secret, or Celtic Secret, whatever you say. It is going to definitely stretch out to at least my wingspan, which is about 5'8", on a good day. Last time I was here, I was there, so I had to finish up this last section, and I bound off actually this morning. Beautiful lace section. So this is for Kirby. This is yarn that she spun and gave to me, and so I knit her this. This was a great pattern if you like lace. It has a good, and it has like 3 different sections, so you don't get too bored. I will admit that for over this last week, I finished this because I just had a few rows, so every night I would come home and I would just knit a row. So I'd either knit, and have to concentrate for the lace side, or I would come and just sit and like purl the back row. So it wasn't, because I've been tired when I come home. So I haven't wanted to do a whole lot of knitting. But doing that one, it was therapeutic. It calmed me down. It was just enough to scratch the knitting itch, and then it was all done. And it seems like it's rolling a little bit because I bound off pretty loosely, but that's gonna block out fine. It won't roll once I block it, because this thing, it's lace, so you stretch the bejesus out of it. Look at that. You can kind of see. I really enjoyed knitting with the hand spun. It was fun. I see you. Then the other thing is I knit on a little bit was the sock. So I got this much done. That's all. That's my whip. I'm not really working on anything else. But I wanted to finish this shawl since I'm doing that shawl, and then I really wanted to start the Stephen West shawl. So I got to figure out when I want to do that. But now I'm into this waiting for rain. So, I don't know. But y'all know me, I don't mind having a lot of whips. Now, I forgot to show you one thing. And it was the last thing I bought, the very last day on Sunday. Cadence opened up her shop just for those of us at the retreat at the Fuzzy Goat. And she wrapped it up so cute. And I hate to undo it, but see if I can get this slide out. And she, we had a little bit of a discount. Sorry if it's crinkling is hurting your ears, but look what I got. Oh my. This is no whale watching in Co. But look at those colors. It's blue. I love this end. I gotta rewind this. It's really tight. But anyway, this is beautiful. And it is pure 100% wool. Merino Mitt Superwash. Absolutely beautiful. And then there's this pattern. And the reason I bought this is because I saw the pattern. And this is very smart. But with this self-striping yarn, Strand Wanderer is the pattern by, it's either Lee or Leah or Leia Victoria. And you can't really tell from this, but go look it up, because the way they pattern, it makes this really cool, I'm trying to pattern on it, and you just use this. So I can't wait to see what it looks like knit up. So I'm super excited about that. But Cadence was so nice. She printed off the copy of the pattern for me right then and there. Great service. Again, I loved every minute of it. The dinners, the Italian restaurant we went to. Those of you who were there will know why I'm laughing. Yeah. Otherwise, the food was really great. And that's what Thomasville is known for. It has some really great restaurants downtown. And yeah, I had a really good time. But my phone is about to die. That means I can't record anymore. This is already over an hour, and yeah, I'm so happy to be back. I hopefully will be getting more on a regular schedule now that I'm home and have more routine things going. So I miss you all so very much. Sorry I've been like MIA and gone, but I've been thinking of you every day. I've missed you. I hope you're all doing wonderful. Hug the people you love. There's so much going on in this world that breaks my heart. But just remember to love each other. That's what the world needs. Just love. And even though the media and and our social media focuses a lot on the negative things, look for those hidden gems of that you can find in there. You're reminded that there's really great people in the world, and people who care and have a good heart. And that's what should be out there, because a lot of people do love each other. So, just like us knitters, we really do love each other. One last thing before I go, because that was really sad, is kind of on that same subject though, is if you know of someone who lost their yarn stash in either flooding or the hurricanes recently, or the earthquakes or whatever, some people, I have some stuff that I would love to donate and send to someone, and I don't know who, but I have it, and someone I know. If that happened to me, I know that that would mean so much to me. So I'm really looking for someone who lost their yarn stash, and I can help replenish just a little bit. And so if you know of anyone, get in touch with me so I can do that. And one last announcement is we are not that far from the 1,000 subscriber mark. Wow, I can't believe that. Super cool. And so I've been promising a wonderful giveaway. So just a heads up for that. Be on the lookout, because it seems like we're getting there. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, or the not like button, whichever you prefer. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks. Until then, bye. Happy knitting.